So apparently I have the wrong soundboard up, and all it did was this. That's our theme song for tonight, folks. Welcome, everybody. You know how let down I was when I hit that button and all it did was this?
You guys are influencing me right now.
I'm honestly panicking. Like, all I wanted was our awesome theme song to start, but it didn't. Anyway, welcome, everybody. It's the Bull Panel. It's Dex's Monday Night Bull Panel, and we're so excited that you're all here. We've got breaking news. I was asking Dex, when's the collapse happening, and would you look at TLT, the bond market, to talk about it? And Dex, what's happening, man?
The crash is happening right now. Bond futures, as we speak, are down 2 full points plus 27 30 seconds. This is what you call a flash crash in the bond market. This is big, huge, major, almost 3 points to the downside, and it's only 8:38 p.m. Eastern Standard New York time. This is garbage time. Not to mention gold was down almost $60 today. Yeah,
murdered.
Yeah, it's not looking good. But guess what's holding its own? I'll give you guys some good news. The good news is, like I said before we went live, everyone listening to this broadcast tonight, do yourself a favor. Take out your iPhone and take a picture of the thumbnail that my man Frank put up for this show tonight. And I want you to save that picture because it's going to be the last time you ever see beef for the rest of your life. All right? Meat, beef is gone. You don't have any more. Just forget about it.
Did Bill Gates do this?
Yeah, poultry is next. Yes.
Oh my God.
You will no longer be eating meat. Everyone's going to be turned into a vegan overnight. They are determined.
I will eat the vegan
to eradicate beef from your diet. Yes, you will be eating mystery meat.
When everybody else says they're going vegan, they mean they're not eating meat anymore. When I say I'm going to eat vegan, I mean I'm going to start eating the vegans.
Well, that's what we're going to be doing. We want meat. If you want meat, that's how you're going to get it. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
I feel like vegans aren't very nutritious.
Yeah, things are about to get pretty crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Even though we jest in this broadcast, I'm being absolutely 100% serious.
What is going on? What do you think is happening, Dex? And also,
they are blowing up and lighting fire to all of the manufacturing plants in America. And it's not just America, it's happening also in Europe. I did a broadcast show a few shows ago, and I spent 3-4 hours documenting the whole thing to you. Every week, it seems like there's another plant that is being on fire, being set on fire, explosions. And then if that's not bad enough, on the back of that, my wife shows me every week, because she gets these alerts. I have lost count on how many recalls of meat and chicken, fish, and poultry that I have seen.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
In the tens of thousands. And this is weekly alerts.
What?
I kid you not. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. We are in a food calamity. All right. For all my gamers out there, this is Calamity Ganon. All right. This is definitely Calamity Ganon. Link knows what I'm talking about. All right. Zelda heads know what I'm talking about. Calamity Ganon is here.
Wow.
The big boss has arrived, and it's only a matter of days before you really start seeing panic setting in. See, the panic is not widespread yet. It's just in certain sections and segments of the population. But soon, you mark my words, it's going to be all over the mainstream media. And you know where this goes. Like I told you, there are going to be food riots. People are going to start taking to the street, because when you can't eat and someone's telling you you can't eat because either you can't source food, or if you do source it, you don't have the money to pay for it, because not too many people are going to pay $20 for a watermelon. $20 for one watermelon. Think about that for a minute. All right. And I don't mean one of those big oversized Franken melons. I mean the smallest watermelon you can imagine, $20.
Are you making fun of my bald head?
No, your head's a little bit bigger than the average
watermelon.
watermelon. So yeah. This is getting serious, people. And you can thank your Uncle Sam because this is what he wants. All right. America wants things to escalate with the war. They are foaming at the mouth. They are laying prostrate on the floor, praying and begging God to allow World War III to kick off. This is what they want. They don't necessarily want it as much as they need it to happen. So they both want and need this to happen because there's nothing else they can do to save the economy. The only thing that will get them out of the trouble that they have created is third World War. All right, because war is a racket. That is the only thing they can do, and they feel they can kill two birds with one stone. You can depopulate, and you can, also get your new world order, the order out of chaos. So they need more chaos. You haven't seen chaos yet. Yeah. The kind of chaos they want is beyond your comprehension. But that's what they want, scorched earth.
They're going for
and they're going to get it because China is going to invade next. They're going to invade Taiwan. They're going to re-annex it. And there's nothing that the U.S. can do about it. Just like Putin, he marched into the land that he said he wants to claim back into the fold, and no one stopped him. He is pillaging, he is plundering. And another thing, you would think all these humanitarians will be picketing and marching in the streets, but they're not because they don't care that human trafficking is alive and well right now over in Ukraine. Don't you know that Vladimir Putin is enslaving all of the populace there and sending them to the concentration camps and the slave camps, taking all the men, going house to house, and leaving the women and children for servitude and other functions? But that's what's going on right now. And you don't hear that in the mainstream media. All they're focusing on, I wonder, is the Fed going to raise rates and by how much? Meanwhile, in a neighborhood near you, your local stores are already starting to ration food. Okay? So think about that. Yeah, I see you in the live. Someone said that their local Costco had the checkout line all the way back to the meat section on Sunday. Yep, I believe it. This is what's happening, folks. And they're going to make sure you stay ignorant. I even showed you in that one pre-market PulseWave report we did where they've already censored the internet. They've pretty much taken the internet away from us, and we weren't even the wiser. Remember, I showed you about the Google search? It'll tell you got like 1 billion results. And then when you try to click to the last page, you'll notice you don't get past maybe 40, 41 pages. And it'll say that, but you will not be able to look at all 40 pages.
Wow.
You're lucky if you even get to 12. I'm not kidding. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. I don't care. Look for anything. Or really test yourself and pull up something controversial and see what your search results. See how many results you're able to page through. I bet you it won't take you but 2 seconds before you run to the end of the line. The internet has been boxed off. The only way for you to really do your due diligence with research now is to know the web address of the sites you're trying to get to. If you don't, good luck finding them. You will never find them. That is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. And they did this ahead of the war breaking out. You have to ask yourself a question. Why do you think they did this? They did this just prior to the announcement of the medical emergency 2 years ago. They were gearing up and planning for all of this. It's all planned, scripted, pre-planned and scripted, and not for your benefit, not for my benefit. ladies and gentlemen. So what's happening in the bond futures right now should tell you everything you need to know. They say we rule and what we say goes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. So they keep giving you bread and circus, weird things to talk about that don't have anything to do with anything, just to keep you entertained. Because they don't want you to know what they've been up to. That's how bad this is. This is no laughing matter. This is absolutely calamity. This is a catastrophe on a global scale. They're trying to erase as many human beings from the planet as possible because remember, their doctrine, their dogma says there are too many people, too many useless eaters. So it's time for a culling. And they're culling the herd and they're hitting you on every front.
What do you guys think? Are people starting to notice because it's becoming so extremely obvious that
no,
it's
they've been brainwashed. They don't.
It seems like people who know the government's bad are starting to notice, but are normies noticing? I don't think so.
No, people who are not awake, they don't know anything. I didn't say woke. I said awake.
Yeah,
the woke crowd has been brainwashed. They don't understand anything. But the people who have had the scales removed from their eyes, yeah, they know exactly what's going on.
And I heard today a person we know is their kid has COVID or something like that. And this is a person who's really up on it. They have a stash of ivermectin in their house. The nurse was warning the young lady about taking ivermectin because there's quote unquote problems with it. And she was giving her the other thing, which is giving everybody all kinds of problems.
Wow. See what I'm saying? And that's the other issue, the compartmentalization of knowledge and information.
Yeah.
Because you tell the doctors and the nurses who mean well, who want to help people. They got into the profession to help people, but they've been told and they've been trained with a certain narrative. And they are ostracized if they go outside and color outside of those lines.
Yeah.
And they don't want to commit career suicide. So they just trust and believe that everything's going to be okay and that their superiors are telling them the truth and that the medical establishment is telling them the truth and that this is all going to be okay. And it's not going to be okay. We're not going back to the way things were in 2019. It's never going to happen because it's been engineered that way. They engineered it so that even if you wanted to go back, you can't. It's impossible because they've removed everything that you once knew that was in place. They've broken those systems down. So it's impossible to go back. That's the real messed up part about this. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got to buckle in. And like I said, no matter what, I'd still rather have money, even though there may not be any food available. I'd still rather have the money so that I can get food rather than not having any money and there be plenty of food. So you need money now more than you've ever needed it before. And you got to have the income stream to keep up with this rising inflation because it's only going to get worse from here. You have to take this seriously. That's why we do these bull panels. That's why we do the PulseWave trading. That's why I work like a slave and get these reports out every day, in the evening, so that our people can have an advantage and have an edge in the investing community in these markets, so that you can provide for your families because they're going to start taking so many things away from you. They want to leave you with no other choice and nowhere to turn but to the government. That's why the jobs are disappearing. They're vanishing. All right. Because they want you to turn to the government. They don't want you to be able to go anywhere else. Okay. So don't play that game. Don't become a victim because that's what they want. Trust me, you're going to see footage soon of people begging to be let into the FEMA camps, begging, pushing and shoving. Let me in first. Please let me in. Because remember, when the government does something for you, it's always strings attached. Okay? It's always strings attached. Nothing in this world is free. Like Reggie Middleton said, some of the most expensive things in life are free. It's only once you get into it that you realize just how expensive it really is.
Indeed.
And he's right.
Absolutely. Well, Dex, there's one thing people can do. They can check out pulsewavetrading.com and use these pulse waves and get ahead of what's going on. We've got some great stuff going on. First off, tomorrow, Tuesday, we've got, this is what I was looking for. We've got our ETH update and trader training for May 3rd. We do these twice a week. We've been doing them for a few weeks now, and they are priceless. Sometimes we go in there, it's 15-minute update, we're done. Other times, the questions keep coming, Dex keeps teaching, and it's just amazing. So we record all of those. They're posted later in the day. I've got to tell you, having not only done PulseWave trading for a while, but having been an educator for many years, everybody has the same questions. So if you think I can't be there during the live to ask my question, first off, send it to me and I'll ask it for you. But second, everybody wants to know the same kinds of things. So when you come in and you hang out with the other traders, even if you're too shy to ask your question, you're gonna hear it asked. You're gonna learn how to use these pulse waves more effectively. So you got to get in there and listen to Coach Dex teaching his thing, the pulse wave trading, price trigger reports, and how to use them. So we have the first of the week tomorrow. This is for members only, but the good news is you can get a membership with us for as little as $11 a month, and you get access to these trainings, as well as access to our ETH USD report, our XRP report, our Euro dollar, I think it is, report. And then, of course, you can upgrade from there to get access to thousands of reports. In fact, if you want to be a pro, you can watch Dex trade all of his accounts every night that he's trading. He records the whole thing right here. This is the Monday Trade Journal. That's coming up later on after we let him off of this show.
Right. Oh, and we need to make an adjustment for tomorrow on the training. I just remember I have an appointment tomorrow morning at 11. So either we can squeeze it in before I leave, or we'll just do it when I get back. I'll only be gone about an hour or so.
All right, let's do it early. We'll update the room after we get off what time we're going to start, but we'll let you folks know what the adjustment is. But it's still on, and it's going to be powerful. So
yes, it will be.
It's tomorrow, either early or later, but it'll be great. And then, of course, we've got all kinds of awesome stuff going on, but I want to get back to the charts for you guys. We were also going to take a look at BTC, and then we'll close off with ETH. Kramerica, your girlfriend, BTC, wants to know what you think of her tonight.
She's been disappointing me lately.
Yeah.
Well, Bitcoin's at a make or break scenario right now. Now, if you shrink that page up a little bit so you can see farther back, if you were to run a trend line from those last 2 pointers all the way across the bottom, you would see that we're sitting on that trend line right now. It actually bounced off of it a couple of days ago. And so that's really the only thing holding us up right now. Now, it could catch support there and maybe run up to like the bottom of the Kumo cloud or something. But yeah, there's a lot of resistance above as well. So you talk about maybe the bottom of the Kumo cloud around 43-ish. Maybe it goes through there up to 48. But if you switch it to the weekly, you can see that that trend line on the bottom coincides with the parabolic SAR. If that doesn't hold, we're talking about Bitcoin might want to roll over down to the next support I have on my chart would be the 200 weekly moving average, which is sitting around 25K.
Jeez.
And it's a big drop, but luckily here at Pulse Waves, we have the price triggers, and you can make a ton of money off that drop.
Indeed, KuCoin futures very very easy to short using the KuCoin futures.
Yes, and if that support does end up holding, I could see it, play up to the bottom of the Kumo cloud, maybe all the way up there where your cursor is right now.
Nice, cool. Will, you have any thoughts on either of these before we go to ETH?
Well, I'm gonna add one quick point on it. This past weekend, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, bashing Bitcoins.
Hilarious.
That's a very good indicators that when the panic comes in on Bitcoins, I'll be the buyers. I'm gonna play opposite side of them. So I trust sound money. I believe in it. So short term wise, yes. I mean, it's look very dire, but I'm waiting to buy on the panic.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for people who love Bitcoin, especially right before the world falls apart.
Yeah, that's back on what I touched on that this morning with the morning show. I touched on that. I said, and this regarding, the precious metals. I said, once people become thoroughly disgusted with the whole idea, because that's going to happen, then you'll see the market start to move, but not until they're disgusted, and they're not going to get disgusted until the price points I gave in the live feed this morning. I gave that and I showed it, and I think that's exactly the scenario that we're looking at right now. So once people are ashamed of holding gold and silver, that's when we're going to catapult and run to the moon. So I think we are getting closer to the garbage time first. Yeah, disgusted with it. They're gonna be like, man, I'm tired of this. I've been doing stacking forever. What am I doing this for? And then that's when all of a sudden you'll see breaking news: gold now just broke 3,500. Where is it going next? And then that's when all the people will come out the woodworks, claiming to be, gurus, saying, "See, I told you, I told you." I told you this was going to happen.
Well, we've got the
another thing that I forgot to mention. We also have the FOMC meeting coming up this Wednesday, right? So that could be a potential market-changing event.
That is true.
I heard Elon was going to buy the FOMC. Okay, I know, guys. You know how I know? I'm part of his group of shadow billionaires who makes him buy things. Did you hear about that today?
No, I did hear he lost $20 billion. And so isn't he selling stuff? Isn't he selling off assets because he can't afford to hold it anymore? Losing $20 billion is pretty serious.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about that, but there was some story about a group of shadowy billionaires who were making him buy Twitter. It was funny. It was ridiculous.
Oh, really?
All right, so we've got last one for the night, and then we're going to pack it in. We're looking at ETH. What's going on with ETH? Anything different from Bitcoin, Dex?
ETH and Bitcoin have been acting out lately. They're misbehaving. They're children who are misbehaving. So we're just going to keep on, plucking away at it. I'm not going anywhere. This is those times where you start to build a position over time, and that's what we're doing. We're going in and we're going to build a position over time, because like I said, once the supports have been caved in and tested, this thing is going to take off. Once panic sets in, that's when I think you're going to start to see Bitcoin just go bananas to the upside. And I think that some of that velocity will take the precious metals along with them for the ride. So that's why you don't want to, start giving up. Yes, it's going to bleed out for a while, but it's not going to die. Too many billions and billions of dollars have been poured into Bitcoin by global governments. That's why Bitcoin is not going anywhere, because they are backstopping it. Large institutional and private equity wealth funds have purchased these Bitcoins. They're not letting it go anywhere. They created a futures contract for Bitcoin. They didn't make one for Steam. They didn't make one for Doge. They didn't make none for Shiba Inu. They only made a futures contract for Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a reason for that. So anyone telling you, oh, it's a ruse, it's a scam, it's a sham, Bitcoin's going to zero, they don't know what they're talking about. Those are going to be the same people when we wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin is trading at $555,000 a coin. They're going to say, see, I told you it was going up, when they just finished going live telling you it was going to zero. So beware of the false prophets and wolves in sheep clothing when it comes to the crypto market, because there are many, many gurus who are claiming that they caught the bottom of the market and sold at the top. And we all know that that is a lie. I was the only person on social media warning people when Bitcoin hit $60,000. I begged people to cash out and take profit, and I was laughed at. But now that Bitcoin is at 38,000 and they've lost 50% of their value, now they just want someone to tell them it's going to be all right. That's why you need to listen when wisdom is given to you, and that's why you got to learn how to manage your money. That's what these pulse waves are for. Yeah, man.
All right. Excellent. Wait, I think I've got my thing back. Yeah, I found our theme song. That means it's time. It's time for us to go for tonight, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Remember, tomorrow we're going to have our Tuesday ETH trade update and trader training. We'll let you guys know in the Slack what time we moved it to. It's going to be a little before or a little after when we said. But never fear, we'll have the recording for you. Thank you, Bull Panel. You guys are amazing as usual.
Thank you, fellas.
We appreciate it. We are over and we're out of here.
Peace.